We now have over 1,600 different skins in Fortnite, and it can be really hard to find out what the best ones in the game are. But today, guys, I'm going to show you the 50 best Fortnite skins for Season OG, and of course, moving into Chapter 5 as well. This list is going to include some tryhard skins, some popular skins, some of the most underrated skins as well, so make sure you guys watch all the way through, and let me know what your 3 favorite skins are in the comments down below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are new as well, because we're going to be uploading a bunch of videos for Chapter 5. But let's get started off with the Sun Strider. This is a little bit of an older skin. It was first introduced back during Chapter 1 as a Battle Pass skin, and obviously since we had Season OG, I feel like a lot of people started to use this skin again. I actually really like the way it looks. It is one of the more underrated skins on this list, and the fact that it is a Battle Pass skin just made this even better. We've had a lot of really good Battle Pass skins over the years, but this is easily one of my favorites. I feel like a lot of them do go under the radar. Some of them become popular for 1 or 2 seasons and then die off really quickly, so hopefully the Sun Strider can stay popular for the rest of Season OG and of course into Chapter 5 as well. Let's move on though to another skin that has made a little bit of a resurgence lately, and this is the Dark Red Knight. This was first introduced back towards the end of Chapter 1, and it was added with the Dark Reflections bundle. This did set you back around $20. It was one of the first ever bundles that we did have in Fortnite, and it introduced a bunch of amazing skins. The Dark Red Knight though is easily one of the best. I feel like this was also quite tryhard when it first got introduced, and now that a lot of OG players have come back to the game, they are starting to use this once again. It probably isn't as popular or as tryhard as it was back during Chapter 1, but I still really like this skin, and obviously there have been a bunch of night-themed skins in Fortnite over the last few years, and I feel like a lot of that success does actually come from the Dark Red Knight. But let's move forward, guys, to the number 48 position, and we have the Skarlet Ranger. The Skull Ranger is probably a skin we haven't talked about too many times on the channel before, but since we have gone back to Chapter 1 for this season, we just had to include it. This is the female style of the Scarlet Trooper, which is one of the most iconic Fortnite skins in the history of the game. I know a lot of people do end up preferring to use female skins in Fortnite, so it does sort of make sense that the Skull Ranger is featuring on this list, but I still think it is so underrated and a lot more people should be using it. Fortnite definitely missed out on an opportunity with these skins though. We only have 3 different edit styles for this. The default Skull Ranger, we have a minty or a green edit style, and then a golden style as well. It would have been really cool if they added in a purple edit style, but I sort of understand why they didn't. Still though, this is a really cool skin, and definitely one that I recommend you guys start using today. If you are a tryhard player though, you probably won't be using this too much, so let's move on to Dynamo. This is one of the most tryhard skins in the history of Fortnite. You could actually pick this up for 1,200 V-Bucks, and it has been one of the best skins in the history of the game. What is really interesting about this though is this actually started off as one of the most hated skins of all time. People absolutely hated this when it first came out. They thought that it was one of the worst skins Fortnite had ever designed, but then we started seeing some pros and streamers starting to use it like Mongrel and Metro, and the narrative very quickly turned, and this became one of the most tryhard skins in the game. It probably never got the popularity that it deserved, especially after being used by some of the world's biggest pros, but I still really like this and just hope we get some more edit styles for this in the future. One skin that probably won't get too many styles though is Combat Tech Jules. This has already been in the game for a few seasons. This is a remake of the Jules skin that we saw back during Chapter 2 Season 3, and honestly I think Combat Tech Jules is just a little bit better. You could always use any of the other Jules skin remakes. We have Scrap Knight Jules as well, and of course the original Jules, but out of those 3 I think Combat Tech Jules is the best. The edit style is really sick. I love the colors for this, and you can make some very sweaty combos as well, which just makes this even better. Another skin that you can make some amazing combos with though has to be Glitch. I feel like this is a little bit of an underrated skin now in Fortnite. We just have so many highly customizable skins that Glitch sort of does get overlooked. What I love about this skin though is it isn't really like every other highly customizable skin in the game. A lot of them you can actually change around most of the skin, customize the hair, customize the clothing, or the main colors for this, but Glitch's main colors pretty much stay the same, and you can just use all the camos in your locker to change around how this skin actually looks. I think that is really cool. It is a really unique take on customizable skins, but just because we have so many highly customizable skins now in Fortnite, I feel like this is quite underrated today. I've still been using this though in Chapter 4 Season OG. I think you can make some amazing combos with this as well, and hopefully it does start to get some popularity back during Chapter 5. But let's move forward though to a skin that was also just introduced, and this is the Dealer. The Dealer was added to the game at the start of Season OG. This is actually the boss skin from Chapter 4, Season 4, and it was one of the coolest boss skins I think we've had in a really long time. Sometimes Fortnite adds boss skins to the game that also end up being Battle Pass skins during that season, like we saw with Midas and a lot during Chapter 2, but what was really cool about the Dealer is that we didn't actually know if this was ever going to come to the store, and when it did, it was really cool. We get a bunch of different styles for this as well. I would have loved to see some more unique edit styles for this, but that is always something that Fortnite could add in the future. There is always a chance they could remake this skin with some other styles though, and that is what we have seen with the Chaos Agent and of course the Chaos Explorer as well. We are including both of these skins in at this position. We have actually had quite a few different remakes of the Chaos Agent added to the game, but out of all of them, I think the Chaos Agent and the Chaos Explorer are the two most important ones. The Chaos Agent was the first one that we saw being introduced to the game during Chapter 2, Season 1. It was actually introduced as a Halloween themed skin and very quickly became one of the more tryhard skins we had ever seen. The Chaos Explorer is the most recent one though. We have of course had the double Chaos Agent added to the game since then, and the Chaos Origin skin as a Fortnite crew bundle as well, but the Chaos Explorer was just added to the game and you can pick this up for 800 V-Bucks. I love the way both of these skins look. They are pretty identical as well, which is really cool, but also means that Fortnite probably could have included both of these together as one skin instead of adding them all as different styles. So let's move on to a skin that has been a lot more tryhard and a lot more of a meme skin, and this is the Dummy. The Dummy is one of the most iconic skins I think we've ever seen in Fortnite. This is added to the game when we first got cars introduced as well during the start of Chapter 2. I love this update so much, and the fact that they promoted the Dummy skin with this just made it even better. I mean, it is one of the coolest looking skins in the history of Fortnite. It also has one of the smallest models out of any skin, which is what a lot of people love. They don't want to use big and bulky skins in the game, so the Dummy is the perfect choice. Fortnite also saw how popular this skin was becoming and added in a second edit style, which just makes it even better. So if you don't want to use the bright yellow edit style, you can always use the carbon fiber edit style for this skin. We have seen some pros and streamers using this over the last few years as well, but one skin that we don't really see too many pros using is going to be the Moonlight. The Moonlight is one of the best collab skins we have in Fortnite. This hasn't been as tryhard as some of the other skins we've talked about, nor has it been as popular, but this is just one of the best designed skins we've seen in a really long time. The edit styles for this skin are really unique as well. We have an edit style where it is Moonlight in the suit and tie with a mask on, and we also have the official Moonlight skin of when he is basically fully transformed into his final version. I think this is really cool. I really only ever see people using the white suit edit style. Again, I think a lot of people love this skin because it is quite simplistic. It is really unique as well and doesn't have too many bright colors on it. One skin that did become tryhard this season though was the Bright Bomber. Now, if you guys have been playing Fortnite pretty much since the beginning, you will know how good this skin actually is. It was first introduced during Chapter 1 and it was one of the most tryhard skins when the game first came out, but I feel like it dropped off quite a bit once Chapter 2 started, and we honestly never saw anyone using this pretty much up until Season OG returned to the game. I mean, I cannot tell you guys the last time I saw someone using the Bright Bomber. I used to see it all the time during the start of Chapter 1, but now that we are in Season OG, it has become extremely popular again, and there is definitely a massive resurgence of people using this skin. One of the main reasons for this was, of course, this was Ninja's first ever main skin. He was using this all the time. He absolutely loved this skin during Chapter 1, so when Season OG started and a bunch of people came back to the game, they saw Ninja using this skin once again, and they obviously copied it. That is what I love about this so much, and we do also have some more skins that have been added to the game that look very similar to the Bright Bomber, which really only exist because of how successful the Bright Bomber actually was. That takes us to the number 39 position though, and we have the Skarlet Commander. The Skarlet Commander is one of the cheapest skins on this list, coming in at only 800 V-Bucks. It is one of the cheapest skins in the game, and yet it still has more edit styles than most of the other skins on this list. That is just so insane. We see a bunch of skins being added to the game that cost a lot more and don't have any edit styles, so the fact that the Skarlet Commander is so cheap and has like 4 or 5 different styles in the game now just shows you guys how good this actually is. It also shows you guys how good this skin is actually to buy in Fortnite. I mean, if you are basing it off the edit styles, then it really only costs 200 V-Bucks per edit style, which is just so good to see. It's hard to find a skin that is better value for money than this. It is also known as one of the most tryhard skins in the history of the game, even if it isn't that popular. A bunch of of pros and streamers like FaceSway and Mongrel have been using this since it was first introduced, and I think that is really cool as well. We probably won't see too many pros or streamers using something like Domino though, and this is very similar to Moonlight because this was also a Marvel collaborated skin. Domino would have to be one of my favorites though. It's really hard to remember a time when I saw someone else using the Domino skin, but honestly I think it is so clean and deserves to be a lot more popular today. It is one of the best looking Marvel skins we have in the game. I'm a huge fan of this, and I think what makes this so good is that it sort of doesn't look like it actually belongs as a Marvel skin. It reminds me a lot of just a normal Fortnite designed skin, so when you find out that this is a collab skin, it just makes it even better. Another collab skin though that has been more popular in Fortnite would have to be Satoru. This is actually added to the game a few seasons ago with one of the latest anime collabs. Fortnite has been collaborating with a bunch of different anime franchises over the last few years, and Satoru was added to the game with the Jujutsu Kaisen collab during Chapter 4. I'm a huge fan of this. We have had so many anime skins being added to Fortnite now that it's actually sort of hard to keep track of every single one, but I know when a bunch of people have been using them in the more competitive game modes, they usually do stand out quite a bit, and that is what a lot of people absolutely love. I think this is one of the best skins for that. It is definitely going to make you guys stand out a lot, and it is one of the cleanest looking anime skins in the game. It would have been really cool to see the cell shading features on this skin as well. I would have loved to see some edit styles where this looked like a normal Fortnite skin, but that might actually come to the game in the future. One skin that doesn't need this cell shading edit style though is going to be the CESTDaku skin. This is by far one of the most underrated skins in the game right now, and I guarantee half of you guys watching this video didn't even know this existed. If you guys did though, then make sure to go down and hit the like button. It is one of the most underrated skins in the game that no one seems to be talking about, but I absolutely love the way this looks. It is just so well designed. It easily could be one of the more tryhard skins in the game as well, and the only thing that is holding this back from being one of the more tryhard skins is we just don't see too many pros or streamers using it. I feel like if a bunch of pros or streamers started to use this skin today or started to use it over the next few seasons, then it would become a lot more popular, and that would definitely make this one of the more tryhard skins in the game. I would also love to see some more edit styles for this. It is actually quite uncommon now to get a skin added to the game with no edit styles, but that is exactly what happened with CESTDaku. If you are looking for a tryhard skin that is popular right now though, then make sure you guys start using Sparkplug. This has been one of the more tryhard skins we've seen in Fortnite. It was extremely popular during Chapter 1 because this was Clix's main skin. It really shot up in popularity during Chapter 2 as well, but I feel like now in Chapter 4 it has dropped off quite a bit, and in Chapter 5 it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this. I'm a huge fan of this though. I still really like the way this skin looks, but honestly I feel like the ink edit style or the black edit style is better than the original style. Even though the original style is the more popular and tryhard one, I just think the secondary edit style does look a little bit better, but make sure to let me know which one you prefer down below. And instead, let's move on to a skin that I've been using a lot this season, and this is Incinerator Kuno. Incinerator Kuno is one of my all-time favorite skins. It was added to the game during Chapter 2, and ever since I bought it, I have been absolutely loving it. It should have been an edit style for Kuno though. I don't know why Fortnite decided to add this to the game as its own individual skin, but still, I really like the way this looks and hope they do add some more skins like this to the game in the future. Kuno was already quite tryhard when this skin got added, so I thought this is going to be as popular and as tryhard as Kuno, and maybe even better, but it just never really got the popularity that it deserved, especially in the more competitive game mode. Another skin that probably won't be seen by too many players in the competitive game modes though is Atom Eve. Yes guys, we finally got a collab with the Invincible franchise, and this is one of my favorite shows, so I had to talk about Atom Eve. I love the way this skin looks. Obviously we have had a bunch of anime skins being added to the game over the last few seasons. A lot of them do end up being some of the more male skins, and I feel like those are the ones that end up being more popular, but for right now I've been loving Atom Eve. I think it is a really cool skin, and hopefully we do get some more skins from the Invincible franchise being added to the game in the future. This was sort of an unexpected collab. I never really thought Fortnite would collab with a show like The Boys or Invincible, so hopefully with them finally collaborating with Invincible, that does open the door for collabs with The Boys as well. Let's move forward though guys to the number 32 position, and we have Piper Pace. Piper Pace was a Battle Pass skin from Chapter 4 Season 4. We don't really include too many Battle Pass skins on these lists because because they do start to die down quite quickly once their season ends, but I actually saw quite a lot of people using Piper Pace during Chapter 4 Season 5, and I think that's going to stay that way for Chapter 5 as well. I'm just a huge fan of this skin. What also allowed this to become so good during its own season is the fact that we had so many different edit styles for this, and also all of the edit styles look really different and quite unique. We see a lot of Battle Pass skins being added to the game that have a bunch of different styles, but sometimes they can almost look identical, so when you get a skin like Piper Pace being added to the game where all the edit styles are really different and unique, it just makes it even better. I absolutely love this. Hopefully it stays popular during Chapter 5, but now that we are going to get a bunch of skins added to the game during Chapter 5, I just don't think it's going to happen. One skin that will stay tryhard though has to be Focus. Focus has always been a tryhard skin, and that's not going to change anytime soon, especially if you are a controller player. Then this is a skin that you need to be using. This is actually known as a controller only skin. We only ever saw controller players using it, especially in the more competitive game modes, but I feel like that has started to change over the last few seasons. Now that we do have a second edit style for this, I feel like that is the main reason why the narrative has shifted away from just a controller skin. We are starting to see a bunch of other streamers and pros using it as well, not just controller pros, but I still really feel like the default style is known as a controller only skin. So if you are playing on controller, then this is probably a skin that you should be using in Chapter 5 and of course Season OG as well. If you are a keyboard and mouse player though, you can always use this, but one skin that might be better is going to be the Skarlet Drifter. This is actually one of the newer skins in the game. It was added to the game with the Infinite Drift bundle during Season OG, and you could pick this up for around $20. What made this skin so good is that we had basically seen a bunch of remakes of OG skins being added to Fortnite, and the Skarlet Drifter was just the latest one. What looks so cool about this is that this is a mashup of the Drift skin and the Skarlet Trooper, two of the most iconic Fortnite skins of all time. So you know, when they add some of these more iconic skins to the game, these skins are pretty much going to become popular overnight. Let's move forward though guys to a skin that is actually quite similar in design to this, and this is Kyro Thorn. Similar to Piper Pace, Kyro Thorn was added to the game during Chapter 4 Season 4 as a Battle Pass skin. This is actually the Tier 100 skin, and what is so good about this is that this is unlike any other skin we had ever seen before. I love the way this looked, and I think the edit style to actually transform into the vampire was really unique and something that we hadn't actually seen in Fortnite before. What I also absolutely loved about this is that all of these super styles for the skin work with every single edit style. Sometimes we see super styles being added to Fortnite that only work with one or two different styles, but Fortnite has started to change this slowly over time and are introducing super styles that work on every single different style. That is what I absolutely love to see. I would have hated to see this being only available on the default style of the skin, so the fact that you can use the super edit styles on the vampire style as well just made this even better. It probably won't be as tryhard or as popular as something like Kuno though, because Kuno is by far one of the best and most tryhard skins we are ever going to see. I mean, as you guys know, this has always been known as a tryhard skin. It is actually quite similar to something like Focus, where it was known as a controller tryhard skin as well, but that did change quite quickly and this just became one of the best skins in the game. We did also get a second style of this skin added, which was known as the Blizzard Buster Kuno. I think that is a little bit better than the default style, but make sure to let me know which one you guys prefer in the comments down below. One skin that also just got a brand new edit style added is Crystal. We now have a default style of Crystal, which has been in the game since Chapter 1, and we just got a brand new style known as the Prismatic Crystal skin in Chapter 4 Season 5 or Season OG. I really like this. I think it looks so clean, but I just feel like because we got so many amazing skins added during Season OG that people sort of forgot this skin even existed. We just never really saw that many people using it. Hopefully that does change in the future as well, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. The original Crystal skin was so tryhard when this skin first came out. It was probably the most tryhard skin we have ever seen in the game. So many people were using it, and it felt like Arena and more of the tournaments in Fortnite as well were basically just people running around in the Crystal skin. This died down quite quickly. I feel like as we moved into Chapter 2 Season 2 and Season 3, a lot of people started to use some of the newer skins in the game, and Crystal has pretty much been on a downhill slope since then. One skin that never really got the popularity that it deserved is Chani. This has always been one of my favorite skins. I've talked about this a bunch on my channel before, and as you guys know, this is pretty much one of my favorite skins in my locker. I just absolutely love it. I think it looks so clean, and it is going to be one of my favorite skins for as long as I'm playing Fortnite. I love the way this this looks. I would have loved to see some edit styles for this. We actually got an edit style for the Paul Atreides skin, but not for Chani, which was slightly weird. I feel like they should have just added in an edit style for both skins, but hopefully with a 2nd June movie coming out in a few months' time, we might get some edit styles for it then. And even if we don't get edit styles for this skin, I'm sure we will get other June skins added to the game. This skin actually was quite tryhard when it first got added. There were some pros and streamers using it like Mongrel and Benji Fishy, but I feel like a lot of people completely forgot about this skin because it just hasn't been in the item shop that often. One collab skin that I have just been liking a little bit more though is Invincible. Yes guys, we're talking about another skin from the Invincible crossover. I know we have a bunch of anime themed skins now in the game. We seem to be getting a brand new anime collab every single season, which is really cool, but Invincible is definitely one of the coolest. The skins from this crossover just look absolutely insane. I think Invincible is easily going to be one of the more underrated skins moving forward. Obviously, a lot of people are probably going to buy the OMN Man skin and be using that quite a bit, but if you do want to stand out and still use a skin from this collab, then I think Invincible is going to be a really good choice. We're definitely going to see some really cool combos with these skins as well, but this would definitely be a skin I recommend you guys buy today. Let's move on though guys to one of the most expensive skins in the history of the game, and this is Wildcat. Now when I say expensive, this literally costs $400. You had to buy a brand new Nintendo Switch console in order to get this skin. I mean, that is just so insane. I don't remember the last time I saw a skin being this expensive, but I think the craziest thing is that this isn't even the most expensive skin in the game. There are some skins that literally cost over $1,000, but Wildcat is still a really good skin, and if you are lucky enough to own it, I really hope you have been using it. It just looks so good. There are 3 different edit styles for this as well, but if you are going to be using this skin, there is only one edit style that I would ever end up using, and that is going to be the blueprint edit style. Now there are some other really good styles for this, but this would have to be my favorite. But if you do like the default style or the other style, then you can also use that as well. I feel like we are starting to see less and less people using this though, and the same can be said for the Arctic Assassin. This is an OG of OG skins. I mean, this is literally added to the game during Chapter 1 Season 1, so it doesn't get much more OG than this. I'm a huge fan of this skin. I have always loved the way it looked, but never really ended up buying it because I thought it wasn't as popular as it should have been, and obviously I probably wasn't going to change that. We did see some pros and streamers using this when Fortnite first came out, but I hardly ever saw anyone using this, especially during Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 and even Chapter 4, so I never really talked about it on my channel before. Now that we are in Season OG and moving into Chapter 5 though, hopefully a lot more people do end up using it. It is just such a clean skin and you can make some very good combos with this. I just feel like some of these Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 skins were some of the best Fortnite has ever designed, and our next skin is a perfect example, and this is the Surf Witch. Now even though the Surf Witch was added a few years later during Chapter 2 Season 3, it is still one of the best skins Fortnite has ever added to the game. This is actually a remake of the Haze skin which we saw during Chapter 1. I think the Surf Witch is definitely an upgrade though. We do have 2 different edit styles for this, and you can buy it for 1,200 V-Bucks, but I've only ever seen people using the default style. I don't remember the last time I saw anyone using the other edit style for this skin, but Fortnite should really add some more styles for this because this has been one of the most tryhard skins in the history of the game. I feel like this never really got the popularity that it should have got, especially when it was first introduced, but we just had so many good skins being added to the game during Chapter 2 that I feel like the Surf Witch sort of just was one of those underrated skins. Another underrated skin that we do have in Fortnite today though would have to be Padme. Padme was added to the game a few seasons ago with the latest Star Wars crossover. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, so obviously I might be a little bit biased here and talk about the skin when maybe it isn't actually that good, but I'm still so excited to see this being added to Fortnite. I thought it was really cool that we got a bunch of Star Wars skins being added, and pretty much they've just added more and more characters every single year. There are really only a few characters now that haven't been added to the game, and I'm sure they will be added in the future, which is just so exciting, but Padme was actually one of the latest ones to be added to the game. I feel like people are sort of sick of using Star Wars skins though, and that's why it never really got the popularity that it deserved. We did see some pros and streamers like the X2 twins using this in the more competitive game modes though, so that gave me hope that this could eventually become one of the more tryhard collab skins in the game. It is obviously never going to reach the popularity of something like the Dark Bomber though, because that's just an impossible task. This is one of the most iconic Fortnite skins in the history of the game. It was introduced during Chapter 1 Season 6 and has been tryhard ever since. I'm a huge fan fan of the Dark Bomber. This was also Faye Sway's main skin, and he's pretty much responsible for making this tryhard in Fortnite. He has started to use some other skins though, pretty much ever since the end of Chapter 2. He's been trying out different skins and maining lots of different skins, so the Dark Bomber has sort of started to drop off, which is why it is coming in at the number 20 position. If you had to buy any skins in Fortnite though, then I would highly recommend the Agency Renegades bundle. Even though this is a bundle and does set you back quite a bit, coming in at $20, it is actually really hard to find better value for money in Fortnite. You get 3 different skins added to the game with this bundle. We have Spycatcher Siren and Shady's 80, and then a remake of Cobalt as well, but the only 2 skins that you guys actually want to use are Shady's 80 and Spycatcher Siren. These 2 are by far the most tryhard. They look really clean as well, to the point where they might be even better than the skins they were based on. I prefer to use Spycatcher Siren over the original Siren skin because I think the edit styles are better, and I also use Shady's 80 over the original's 80 skin because the edit styles also just look a little bit better. I'm a huge fan of this bundle, and if you guys are looking for a brand new bundle to buy that includes a bunch of tryhard items, then this is definitely it. I feel like a lot more people though are going to end up using something like Lara. This has just been in the game for a lot longer. It was introduced during Chapter 1 Season 8 and has been one of the most tryhard skins in the history of the game. If you aren't a tryhard player though, chances are you are going to like this skin as well. It is just so clean, it looks so good, and basically fits every single playstyle that we do have in Fortnite. So regardless of if you are a tryhard player, a sweat, a casual, or a bot, you are going to like the way this skin looks, and because it is only 800 V-Bucks as well, we have seen so many people using it. One skin that I feel like is quite similar to this though is going to be the Elite Agent. The Elite Agent was introduced during Chapter 1 Season 3, and this was part of the Battle Pass, so you could actually get this for only 950 V-Bucks. You obviously got a bunch of other items with this as well, but this was obviously one of the more popular items during that season, and it stayed quite tryhard for a really long time. What also made this even better was that once this season ended, Fortnite actually decided to add an edit style for this skin, like towards the end of Chapter 1. That has never happened before. We've never had a Battle Pass skin getting a new edit style like 2 years later, but that is exactly what Fortnite did with the Elite Agent. I think that is pretty much Fortnite showing you how much love they have for this skin and how popular this was in the community as well. So that was really cool to see that Fortnite was still honoring one of their first ever skins, and definitely showing you guys how good this actually is as well. Let's move on though to the number 16 position, and we have 11. This is one of the newer skins in the game. It was added with Season OG and pretty much right as this season started. We had a Stranger Things collab back during the original Chapter 1 that introduced the Demogorgon and Chief Hopper, but now that we are in Chapter 4 Season 5, I feel like 11 is the better skin. We do have 3 different edit styles for this, basically 2 different styles because some of them look really similar, but we have like a normal 11 skin and then a Test Lab 11 edit style. Personally, I think the default 11 skin is my favorite. I still think this is a tryhard skin as well, but we're just gonna have to wait and see how popular this becomes in the future. One skin that is also in the exact same position is Sora. This was also added to the game this season, and pretty much as this season started. This is a remake of the Wreck skin and the Aura skin, and they've just made it into one. I think it is really clean. Time will tell if this is going to be tryhard or not. We've already seen some pros and streamers using it though, which just makes it even better, and I already love this skin. I would love to see some other edit styles for this as well. We obviously have the Triceratops in the game, which is pretty similar, but I think Sora is already a better skin. One skin that might be slightly more popular than this though is Lewis Hamilton. He is the latest addition to the Icon series. This is already an amazing skin, and it is so unique and different from every other Icon series skin we've seen before. There are 2 different styles for Lewis Hamilton. We have a race day style for him and then a more casual style. I think the more casual style is the best, but this is still one of my favorite skins we've seen in the Icon series. It is actually quite reactive as well. It seems like it gets brighter the more eliminations you get, which is a really cool touch, and I just think the colors on this allow you guys to create some really cool combos. I've been using pickaxes like the Icebreaker and the Star One with this, and I can promise you guys right now this is going to look so good when you start using this skin. That takes us though to the number 13 position, and we have Michael Myers. Michael Myers is by far one of the best collab skins we have ever seen in Fortnite, and it is also one of the male skins in the game that has become quite by TryHard during Chapter 4. I feel like Michael Myers was rumored for such a long time, and now that it is finally here, it does not disappoint. I really do hope you guys ended up picking this up though, because as we see with a lot of the Fortnite Mares crossover skins, they probably don't return to the store that often, and there is a chance that this is never going to return to the game again. Unfortunately, if you didn't buy it, you will have to probably wait until next October, but hopefully you guys did end up buying it because it is such a clean skin. I just think this looks so good. I'm a huge fan of this, and I've definitely been using it a bunch since it was first introduced. One skin that I wish I could be using today though is the Psycho Bandit. This is one of my most wanted skins. It was introduced to Fortnite back during Chapter 1 Season X, and unfortunately I just never thought this skin was going to become popular, so I decided not to buy it. Unfortunately for me, this is never featured in the store again. I really thought this is going to be like a regular skin that featured in the store every single month, but it has not been seen since Chapter 1 Season 10. There are a bunch of pros and streamers that have been using the skin, especially in the more competitive game modes as well. We really don't see too many male skins being that popular, but whenever you come across someone using the Psycho Bandit, they are going to be very good at the game. I guess the same can be said for our next skin as well, and this is the Renegade Raider. The Renegade Raider is actually pretty similar to the Psycho Bandit for me. I was playing Fortnite back during Chapter 1 Season 1 when I saw this in the seasonal shop, and I could have bought it but decided not to spend money on the game, and all the V-Bucks that I had earned up until that point, I decided to spend on the Mako Glider, which might be one of the craziest things I've ever done. I mean, if I had bought this skin, I would still be using it today. It is just such an iconic skin, and it looks so clean, but unfortunately, I decided not to buy it. I really did think this is going to feature in the store quite a bit in the future, but obviously, since this was part of the seasonal shop, it hasn't been added back since, and is never going to be added to the game in the future. Luckily for me though, I did end up buying our next skin, which is the Reaper. This was added to the game 2 seasons later with the Chapter 1 Season 3 Battle Pass. I absolutely grinded out that season to try and be one of the first people in the world to have the Reaper skin. I love the way this looked. I thought it was such an amazing skin, and it is basically an unofficial John Wick skin as well, which just made this even better. I feel like a lot of people still think of this as the John Wick skin, even though we have an official John Wick collab skin in the game, which just shows you guys how good this actually was. It is probably one of the first ever TryHard skins that we did have as well. A lot of people were using some of the more meme skins in the game up until this point, but whenever you came across someone using the Reaper back during Chapter 1 Season 3, you knew they were TryHard at the game, and a lot of them are probably still using this combo right now. One skin that I think has just been a little bit better than this, and that is Lara Croft. This is also a Battle Pass skin, but it was added during Chapter 2 Season 6. What makes Lara Croft so unique though is that usually Battle Pass skins die off once that season ends. We have seen this with a bunch of skins already during Chapter 4, but somehow Lara Croft has managed to stay popular since Chapter 2 Season 6, and if I'm being honest, I feel like it's only gotten more and more popular. It is actually really hard to find a Battle Pass skin that is similar to this. We have had Midas in the past that was popular, but that has pretty much died off now completely, and Lara Croft is one of the only Battle Pass skins from Chapter 2 that I still see people using right now. We do have a bunch of different styles for this as well, but people really only seem to use the default style, so if you are using Lara Croft and you want to stand out, maybe try out some of the other edit styles for this skin. But let's move forward though to the number 8 spot, guys, and we have Travis Scott. We had to include one of the most tryhard male skins in the history of the game in at this position. Travis Scott is one of the rarest skins in my locker, and it is just one of the rarest skins in the history of the game. It is only featured in the store once, and that was back during Chapter 2 Season 2 when we had the Travis Scott concert. A lot of people thought this is going to be one of the more popular skins, but I feel like no one really expected this to become as tryhard as it is today, which is always really cool to see. There have been some rumors and leaks that this will return to the game in the future, but honestly, I feel like that's not going to happen. One skin that will definitely return though is going to be Siren, and that is because this is a regular item shop skin that is already featured in the store like 100 times. This would have to be one of the most popular and tryhard skins we have ever seen in Fortnite. I don't remember a time when I saw a skin that was more popular than this, especially in the more competitive game modes, and that was all thanks to the exposure that Benji Fishy gave this skin. He would use use it in every single tournament. He used this in every single video on his YouTube channel for like 2 years straight, and it was always one of his most used skins on stream. He made sure that everyone knew this was his main skin, and that did not disappoint because this quickly became one of the most tryhard skins in Fortnite. I love the way this looks, but ever since Benji Fishy quit Fortnite, I feel like it has started to die off a little bit, and that is exactly what we've seen since pretty much Chapter 4 started. It doesn't mean that it won't become popular in the future though, because skins like the Skarlet Trooper have made a massive resurgence this season, and now it is by far one of my favorite skins in the game. I actually ended up buying this the second time it was added to the store, similar to the Renegade Raider. I was actually playing Fortnite when this was first added to the game, so I could actually own the purple Skarlet Trooper, but again, I decided not to buy it. That might have been one of the worst things I have ever done, considering this is one of my favorite skins, but you know what? That's just how it is sometimes. I still love this skin. I love all of the edit styles for it as well. It is probably one of the best skins Fortnite has ever designed, but it just isn't as tryhard as it used to be. If you are looking for a tryhard skin though, then Caper is definitely one that you want to use. It is basically one of the most highly customizable skins we have ever seen in Fortnite. So many pros and streamers are using this as well, just because it is such an amazing skin, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. What sets this apart is that you can actually place emojis and stickers on this skin to make it even more unique. That is a really cool feature that we haven't seen being added to Fortnite before, so if you are a fan of how this skin looks, make sure you do pick it up the next time it's in the store. This is pretty similar to the superhero skins, which we are including in at the number 4 position. These are probably unlucky to not be finishing up higher, but I feel like they've just been so popular in Fortnite for such a long time that they are starting to drop off a little bit. You can pick these up for 1,800 V-Bucks. They are always going to be known as some of the most tryhard skins in the history of the game, so if you are looking for a brand new skin to buy, I would definitely recommend these. But honestly, I feel like most of you guys watching this video right now already own this skin. One skin that you guys might not own just yet though is OMN Man. This is such an amazing skin. I'm so glad we got a crossover with Invincible. It is definitely one of the coolest shows we have seen over the last few years, and we have collaborated with a bunch of different anime franchises, and Invincible is just the most recent one. We obviously talked about some other skins from this collab already, but I think OMN Man is the best one from this. I don't know how tryhard this skin is going to become because it is sort of a big, thick boy skin, but it still does look really, really clean. I'm going to be using this a bunch, and I think a lot of people are as well. It probably won't be that common in a few weeks' time, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens, especially as we move into Chapter 5. That takes us to the number 2 position, guys, and we have to include the Renegade Links. The Renegade Links was part of the Season OG Battle Pass, or the Season OG Pass as they were calling it. It is a remake of the Renegade Raider, and it basically is a mashup with the Link skin as well. These are some of the best skins during Chapter 1, so whenever they remake these skins, I feel like it just made it even better. I love the way this skin looks, and if I had to pick a favorite edit style, I feel like the red edit style is definitely the best. But unfortunately, it isn't good enough to come in at the number 1 position, and that is because we have the Spectra Knight. The Spectra Knight has to be the best skin in the game right now. The Spectra Knight is basically a remake of all of the Knight skins that we have ever seen, and making them all highly customizable. I mean, you can change around the helmet to any of your favorite Knight skins, from the Dark Red Knight to the Ultimate Knight or the Spider Knight, which is really cool. You can change around the colors quite a lot. You can also change the colors of the crystal and also the armor, which is a really cool touch, and I feel like this is going to be one of the best skins Fortnite has ever added to the game moving forward. Obviously though, this list is just my opinion. I think there are some other really amazing skins that we didn't even include in this video, so if I didn't talk about your favorite skin, make sure to let me know what it is in the comments down below. But there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.